really what I think people want again is a social net, access to social housing, unions, workers' rights, full-time contracts.
Yeah.
These things have disappeared and people don't know why, and people feel very confused.
Yeah, I think you're saying an awful lot there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look back with a lens that says everything was good. There was certainly more social housing, without a doubt, and there was certainly a fantastic community spirit in Chontala, where I grew up, and a sense of home and a sense of belonging, absolutely, and that was crucial. We were grounded, and we were grounded with common sense, actually. I think what has happened with housing is a direct consequence of a neoliberal agenda, where we have made products out of everything. So a house has become a product to be bought and sold as an investment.
Yeah.
And the same with health. I was on the Health Forum for 10 years of my life, from 2006, I think, to 16. And I watched the dismantling of our public health service. I watched as home care was privatised, an essential service where the old health board and the health executive were doing a good job, and then they privatised everything. And the same thing with public nursing homes, a complete reversal in terms of percentage, and less than 20% are now public nursing homes, and over 80% are private for profit. And I watched all that with a sense of utter despair and frustration. Clearly I spoke out about it as it was happening, but they told us it was better. You know, it was the neoliberal ideology that privatisation is good, less state involvement better, and the opposite is correct, actually. And so the state moved back entirely from providing public housing. So I was on the City Council in Galway from 1999 to 2016. 17 years, and we stopped building social housing or public housing in 2009. Not a single public house was built after that. And so that was until about 2020, and we've been playing catch up ever since. So the government policy the whole way along has been instrumental in the housing crisis. And I might mention one other element to me that was absolutely detrimental in intensifying the housing crisis, and that was the introduction of the housing assistance payment, which was enshrined in legislation that if you got that housing assistance payment, which allowed you to source a private house, market rent being paid to the landlord, through a combination, and maybe we'll go back into the actual intricacies of it, but I'll stick with the general point. You were then considered housed. You were taken off the housing waiting list. You were housed in a private house with absolutely no security of tenure, with public money directly into private landlord's pocket. And to me, that is a key element of the housing crisis, because we bolstered the private market and we have kept the prices, rent prices, extraordinarily high, or allowed them to get higher and higher with public funds.